Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. WWE superstar Nia Jax is among the top heels in the Stamford-based company's female division. The irresistible force recently broke character to laud her rival Tiffany Stratton. The buff Barbie turned her back on the 40-year-old on the January 3 edition of Friday Night SmackDown. Stratton cashed in her Women's Money in the Bank contract to dethrone Jax as the new WWE Women's Champion. During a recent interview on Ring the Bell, Nia Jax pointed out she was proud of Tiffany Stratton despite the betrayal. The SmackDown star insinuated that she helped build the 25-year-old. You can check out her comments in the video below. Nia Jax will team up with Candice LeRae to lock horns with a surprising pairing of Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus at Elimination Chamber. The heels head into the premium live event as the favorites as Jax single-handedly took out both her opponents twice on SmackDown. Nia Jax had an impressive 2024 that saw her win the Queen of the Ring tournament and the Women's Championship at SummerSlam. On the back of a solid year, the real-life Bloodline member's character was assigned an overall rating of 88 in the upcoming WWE 2K25. Nia was told about her overall rating during an interview with WWE Games, where she noted that the rating system was rigged and she was going to have a conversation with whoever was in charge. Jax added she should be the highest-rated woman in the game. Nia Jax has improved on her last year's rating of 86, which is a testament to the amazing year she had. It will be interesting to see what 2025 has in store for the former WWE Women's Champion. It was the night after a brutal match at Monday Night Raw. The roar of the crowd still echoed in Nia Jax's mind as she sat in her dressing room, wiping the sweat off her forehead. She had just completed one of her most intense rivalries, leaving everything out in the ring. The whole world had witnessed the chaotic power struggle between her and one of her fiercest rivals, someone who had become more than just an opponent but a reflection of everything she'd been working to become. Nia sat on the bench, surrounded by the stillness of the locker room. The reflection in the mirror wasn't one of the monsters she portrayed, but a woman with a deep understanding of her craft, her strength, and the respect she had for the business. She wasn't always the character people thought she was, the brash, cocky heel with a tough girl persona. Sometimes she felt something else entirely, something softer, something real. And as the adrenaline slowly faded from her system, she felt a pull to speak out, something that was unexpected in the world she inhabited, where kayfabe and persona always seemed to come first. Sitting there, surrounded by the quiet aftermath, Nia Jax suddenly realized she needed to speak the truth about her rival. She had been on the opposite side of the ring from her countless times, battling, taunting, and seeking to outdo each other. But what was often lost in the noise of the rivalry, the drama, and the violence was the sheer admiration Nia had for this person. She had decided to step out of character for a moment, a rare thing for anyone in her line of work. The world had to know. Nia pulled out her phone and opened her social media account. Normally, she posts a few jabs, insults, or cheeky one-liners, tools of the trade in her industry. But tonight, something was different. Tonight, she felt like she had to be honest. She typed out her words slowly, letting them resonate in her mind as they formed on the screen. Breaking character for a moment here. As much as I've been in the ring with her, had our battles and been at odds, there's a truth I need to share with all of you. I've never given her enough credit, and that stops now. At Rhea Ripley, you are one of the most exceptional talents in this business. I've seen firsthand what you can do, and honestly, I'm in awe. Your strength, your attitude, and your relentless pursuit to be the best are qualities I've always respected, even if I didn't show it. Tonight, I'm giving credit where it's due. You're a force to be reckoned with. #respect. She hit send, and for the first time in a long while, a feeling of peace washed over her. She leaned back in the chair, closing her eyes. Nia had always been a powerhouse, a juggernaut in the ring. But she was also a student of the game. She knew that to truly be great, it wasn't just about dominating the ring. It was about respecting the artistry of her colleagues and the sheer determination they put into their craft. In the world of professional wrestling, rivalries could be long-lasting, personal, and even bitter. But Nia knew that sometimes those who seemed like your greatest competition could also be the people who made you better. Rhea Ripley was someone who embodied all of those traits, and Nia was ready to admit that, regardless of the storyline or rivalry between them, she held a deep respect for Rhea. It wasn't long before Nia's phone buzzed. The message was from Rhea Ripley herself, a simple response that sent a rush of unexpected warmth through Nia's chest. "Thanks, Nia. I've always said you're one of the toughest women I've ever faced in this business. If I didn't respect you, I wouldn't be fighting you as hard as I do." The feeling is mutual. Nia smiled to herself. This was why she loved wrestling, because beyond the storylines, the scripted promos, and the physicality of it all, there was a real, genuine camaraderie among wrestlers. And with Rhea Ripley, that camaraderie felt stronger than anything she had felt in her previous rivalries. She thought back to the first time she and Rhea had crossed paths. It had been in a backstage segment when Rhea had been relatively new to the main roster. Nia had watched her from a distance, studying her every move. Rhea had a fire inside her, a no-nonsense attitude that Nia recognized instantly. That was something Nia admired. It was the same type of aggression she had when she first stepped into the WWE. They didn't need to speak much then, but the competitive energy between them was undeniable. Their first match together had been nothing short of chaos. It had been physical, intense, and filled with moments of pure brutality. Rhea had thrown herself at Nia with a level of aggression that many couldn't replicate, and Nia had responded in kind, throwing her own power into every move. They were two strong women trying to outdo each other, proving they were the best. But as the match progressed, Nia realized that this rivalry wasn't going to be just another competition. This one had a different vibe, a sense of mutual respect, even in the midst of the conflict. Rhea Ripley wasn't just any wrestler. She was someone who pushed Nia to her limits, who forced her to dig deeper into her own abilities. Every time they met, Nia knew that it wasn't just a physical contest. It was a battle of wills, a clash of visions, a reminder that the wrestling world was always evolving. Later that night, Nia lay in her hotel room, reflecting on what had just transpired. She had broken character, something she never thought she would do, especially in such a public way. But it was important. Rhea Ripley wasn't just a rival in the ring. She was someone who embodied the future of wrestling, a future that Nia knew she would have to respect and at times even pass the torch to. Nia had spent so long defining herself by her own strength, her own narrative. But in the quiet moments, away from the bright lights, she realized that strength was more than just being the biggest or the toughest. It was about acknowledging others who had that same drive, that same hunger to succeed. Rhea Ripley had all of that and more. In some ways, Nia saw herself in Rhea, her younger self, hungry for success, carving her path in a world dominated by giants. And though they might never see eye to eye in the ring tonight, Nia understood something more profound: the value of giving credit where it was due. Rhea Ripley deserved that credit, not just as a competitor, but as an athlete who was shaping the landscape of women's wrestling for years to come. The next time Nia and Rhea met in the ring, things would be different. It wouldn't be just another match. It would be a moment that both women would remember. Because for the first time, Nia wasn't just fighting for herself. She was fighting for something bigger: the respect of her peers, the acknowledgement of what they had all fought for. And even if that meant stepping out of character for a brief moment, Nia knew that sometimes that was exactly what was needed to move forward. And as she drifted to sleep, the final thought that crossed her mind was simple: I've got my eye on the future. And Rhea Ripley? She's definitely part of it. In the world of professional wrestling, where everything is often a larger-than-life performance, moments of honesty and real admiration are rare. But Nia Jax had broken the mold. She had chosen to step out of character, to acknowledge the greatness of a current rival, and in doing so, reminded everyone that even the most fierce competitors could have respect for each other. That, in itself, was a testament to the true spirit of wrestling, and with it, A new chapter in Nia's career had begun, one where respect, not just rivalry, would be her guiding force. This marks the moment when Nia Jax broke character, not as a way to weaken her persona, but as a way to strengthen it. Sometimes strength lies in understanding, in growth, and in knowing when to pass the torch. And for Nia, that torch was now held by one of the brightest stars in the business, Rhea Ripley. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our WWE official YouTube channel for more update news.